Greetings fellow adventurers, the Thespian Games Master here, with more advice on role-playing and acting in our favourite game, Daggerheart. Today we are looking at the abilities in the Bone domain, first level, for those of you starting out with Bone. Now I thought what would be a good location for filming the Bone domain, and like you, I immediately thought the graveyard. Sadly, however, the vicar chased me off and told me I'd have to speak to the bishop, perhaps the butcher's shop, but it was rather windy, as you can see. So here we are at the butcher's. I admitted defeat, and here I am in that mecca of bone-strengthening environs, the home gym. Of course, there are many channels on YouTube and TikTok devoted to the noble art of making your character as efficient as possible in combat. But here at the Thespian Games Master, we are interested in acting and roleplay. So what unique characteristics does the Bone domain hold in its first level abilities that we can use to enhance our characters? Some of you might say that the abilities in the Bone domain, Untouchable, I See It Coming, and Deft Maneuvers, are all about efficiency in combat. What can they possibly give us from a role-playing perspective? Well, of course, everything can be used in role-playing, and these abilities are no different. So, Untouchable. A simple mechanic, adding half of one's agility to one's evasion score. But how can one use this to enhance one's character from a role-playing perspective? To do this, we must look at the word untouchable and decide why exactly it is our character is untouchable.
Perhaps you're a dodgy geezer, always ducking and diving, dodging and weaving. Can't touch me. Untouchable.
Or alternatively, he's Sean Connery from the legendary 1987 movie of the same name, The Untouchables. Or perhaps your character is the kind of person who doesn't like to be touched at all. The kind of person who flinches out of the way whenever anyone comes to touch them, shake their hand, even in the London Underground. They might have an abhorrence of it. They might loathe the idea of getting too close to people, of human contact, making them violently ill, or... Well, I wouldn't necessarily go for that one. The Cockney chappie who ducks and dives out of the way of things might be more wholesome for you. Without a doubt, an interesting skill, but perhaps most people will use it just to up their evasion and otherwise ignore it. So, 2 stars out of 5. When you're targeted by an attack made from beyond melee range, you can mark a stress to roll a d4 and gain a bonus to your evasion equal to the result. Once again, it seems like one of those skills that might be more useful in combat than in roleplay. But here's a demonstration of the physical option first. I see it coming. I see that coming too. I've only got so much stress, you know. Once again, we need to think about what kind of person sees things coming and how to inject that quality into our character. If we take the card, I See It Coming. One could be one of those completely annoying people who knows everything about everything already as soon as you tell them. Rain of Frogs, 10 a penny. Seen plenty of those before. I'm not sure how much the rest of the party would thank you for taking that option, though. On a physical level, one could be preternaturally sighted and be the kind of person who catches flies in chopsticks, who sees the world around them as a matrix. However, as we've discussed, you only have so much stress to use this skill, so be careful. I think, as with Untouchable, most people will largely use this in combat and ignore it in a role-playing setting, which is a shame, but means that I will give I See It Coming 3 stars. Deft Maneuvers allows one to sprint anywhere in far range without making an agility check, and I would demonstrate this myself, but, well, I haven't sprinted in about 10 years, and I don't think anyone needs to see an attack of apoplexy live on YouTube. So, it's time for some animal study. Now, we should be able to see Calamity go all the way from close to far range without needing an agility roll. Well, that's the hope anyway, but she is 11, so sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So, off we go. And there she goes, chasing the ball all the way to far range. She spotted it, she didn't need an agility roll, and back she comes. Now that, I think, is the very personification of deftness in manoeuvring. Well done, girl. Excellent work. Very good. Well, I needed to sit down just watching Calamity run like that. Deft Maneuvers is another one of those skills where one has to think about exactly what the quality is that this will imbue one's character with in order to roleplay it. The ability to run from place to place without falling over is is pretty useful, I'd thought, but really rather mundane. And so, sadly, even though Calamity starred in this portion of the video, I will have to give Death Maneuvers 1 star. So there we have it, the bone domain, the domain of being in complete control over one's body, and it is this quality, perhaps, one can most use for role-playing. The idea of being a martial arts master or having a fastidiousness about one's character that one carries everywhere one goes. Thank you very much for watching, and if you'd like to like or subscribe, then please don't let me stand in your way. And if you'd like to play a game with me, then you can always go to startplaying.games/GM/thespiangm. I hope to see you soon. And next, we will be looking at the domain of grace, so don't miss it. All right, Calamity, you can have the bone now. You deserve it.